Hello, welcome to AM Whiskey Reviews. You will notice there is some disruptive noise outside the window. Uh, I can't control circumstances. I've learned to sort of try to deal with circumstances beyond my control. You'll notice I am wearing the coat again. Um, Doctors don't know what this is, but it did. The onset occurred quickly after a single encounter, um, and I, I, uh, I have had it ever since. It's not tuberculosis, lest anybody worry. I would be in a sanitarium right now somewhere in Saratoga or Roosevelt Island, which I hear there's a lot of sanitariums there. Anyway, um, today I'm going to be reviewing Whiskey 291. It's a Colorado rye, not a Levy's rye, not a Polish rye, but a rye whiskey. Um, okay, I think this drink at one point was popular at places like the Copacabana, the Rainbow Room. You would go to Frank Sinatra's table or Don Rickles' table, and they would have a bottle of this out, and there'd be some little sort of chippy in one of their laps, and everything was aided and abetted by this whiskey. Okay, it's very powerful stuff. It is distilled at, it is 50% alcohol. It is 100 proof whiskey. It is not for the faint of heart. It is what we call a bruiser. And I'm going to take it judiciously because of that. All right, that's quite enough. Um, you know, you got to start slowly at 6 in the morning. You want to sort of ramp up so by 8 you're ready for you're really ready for the heavy hitters. All right, here we go. Okay, right immediately off the bat, there are notes of a huge battle royal in a chicken shack. Like one of those old bars or pre-bars that you found in the Delta, and it's just a total Donnybrook. I mean, you got the blues, you got like Robert Johnston, and he's picking away, and then suddenly it's the fur is flying. There's haymakers getting thrown. I'm getting that vibe. Those notes are right there. They're rich. They're right on the palate. Um, it's bringing back a lot of memory. The chief note I'm getting is of a man who is forever dear to me. His name was Dog Breath Johnson. Now I'm going to have to go back a bit. Uh, I transferred high schools, and when I got to the new high school, it was a long trip to Wedgiestan, so to speak. I mean, I had a kind of a bird's eye view of the playground it was like hanging from the Fruit of the Loom label from a wrought iron fence pretty much the whole time. I mean, I was like, I was like I was wearing a damn thong. I mean, I was way up there. It was like a high angle shot. And I was on this wrought iron fence the entire freshman year. But all that turned around when the school called in a ringer for the football squad, and his name was Dog Breath Johnson. I don't think that was his Christian name. I don't think, but uh, fortunes really turned around for the football team once we had him. I mean, he could start at his own 1 yard line with the ball and just run it into the end zone. It was like he was walking through the other team. Now he wasn't so sound mentally. Uh, um, Occasionally he would sack his own quarterback. Sometimes he'd just turn around and run in the other direction. He'd have to be tackled by his own team, and nobody wanted to get that close because the breath was profound. It was something way beyond pyorrhea. We never really did figure out what it was. But I witnessed all this from the sidelines because I was the last of the male cheerleaders. Okay. Now, I never made it to the top of the pyramid. They didn't want me anywhere near it. They said, hey, you're a Jew. You built the pyramids. You go build this pyramid. We're going to put the sort of, the tasty blonde on the top of the pyramid. You can be somewhere off to the side of the pyramid. Okay. So I was there, but it was Dog Breath Johnson who, sometimes they're always in back of me, and I'm not totally unconvinced that they're not trying to steal a look at my backside. Anyway, here he is. Um, so, in the cafeteria, they would always trip me, and the tray would fall, and I'd have spaghetti all over my Ocean Pacific shirt. And it contoured to sort of my chest, but Dog Breath Johnson said, "You keep your hands off him." And from then on, they did. And lo and behold, I even got to play. I got one play. Okay. Now, in the final season of varsity football, I got one play. I don't remember it. I came to, and I was in good hands when I did. I woke up, and right over me was Dog Breath Johnson. The breath was so bad that I went right back out. Um, but anyway, this whiskey reminds me of Dog Breath Johnson. Now, like, the breath, was it attributable to what? We thought years maybe there would be like low grade rabies, but I've since discovered that does not exist. Rabies is a zero sum game. You either don't have it, or you're clawing at the windows, your eyes are bulging out, and then you're dead. You're afraid of water, and it's a real shakedown cruise, as they say. Anyway, this whiskey has so many Dog Breath Johnson notes. This would be his whiskey of choice. Now, what happened to Dog Breath Johnson? Well, last they saw him, he was running a secret operation in Nicaragua in the 80s. It was not a government operation. He was stalking a Nicaraguan woman, and he found her. And the rest is history. But this whiskey has dog breath all over it. And to you, Dog Breath, Prost, Nostrovia, Salut, L'chaim. This is for you, baby. Mm. I would, I would, I'd pair this, I'd pair this with a hearse, to be honest. But I think I'm going to end on that note. Thank you again for joining me, and I hope to see you soon. Over and out.